Welcome to the HRKyle Podcast, your go-to source for insightful discussions on leadership, job searching, and all things human resources. I'm your host, HRKyle, and each week we dive deep into topics relevant to professionals seeking to elevate their careers and organizations. Whether you're a seasoned leader, a job seeker navigating the ever-changing landscape of employment, or an enthusiast looking to stay ahead of the curve, this is the podcast for you. Join me as we explore practical strategies, share expert insights, and engage in meaningful conversations that empower you to succeed in today's dynamic workplace. So, adjust your headphones and let's dive in. Hello and welcome to another episode of the HRKyle Podcast. I'm your engaging host, HRKyle. Today we're talking about a topic that millions of students navigate each year, the post-graduation job search. By the way, if you're doing it right, you'll start that search well before you even graduate. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. In segment 1, I'll pass along some key facets of that job search I want you to consider. Now in segment 2, I have a guest join me who has been navigating these graduation search waters for the past few months. And she has some wonderful wisdom to pass along. But before we get into that, we need to get to this, a short break. But we'll be right back. Hello, fellow professionals. Are you ready to revolutionize your approach to recruiting? I'm HRKyle, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to my latest book, Recruiting is Easy, now available on Amazon and other online retailers. In today's dynamic HR landscape, it's all about strategic branding and engagement. My book unveils the secrets to crafting exceptional employee experiences, attracting top talent, and fostering strong connections. With Recruiting is Easy, you'll master the art of continuous improvement and adaptability, shaping the future of work one relationship at a time. Get your copy today and unlock the potential of HR as a strategic powerhouse. Remember, recruiting should be easy. I'm HRKyle, and together, let's redefine recruiting. Look for Recruiting is Easy on Amazon and other book online retailers. Welcome back to the HRKyle Podcast. Now let's talk about the post-graduation job hunt. It's a journey many of us have embarked on, filled with highs, lows, and everything in between. So if you're in the thick of it right now, trust me, you're not alone. Starting your job search after graduation can feel like stepping into the unknown, but with the right approach, you can set yourself up for success. Let's dive deeper into each step of the process and explore some additional strategies to help you land that dream job. Self-reflection is the cornerstone of a successful job search. Take the time to assess your skills, interests, and values. What industries excite you? What type of work brings you joy? Reflecting on these questions will help you narrow down your job search and focus on opportunities that align with your passions. Networking is often touted as the most effective way to find a job, and for good reason. Reach out to your college alumni network, attend industry events, and connect with professionals on LinkedIn. Informational interviews can be invaluable for gathering insights about different career paths and making meaningful connections in your field. Your resume is your ticket to the interview stage, so it's essential to make it stand out. Tailor your resume to each job application, emphasizing relevant experiences, skills, and achievements. Consider including a summary section at the top to highlight your key qualifications and career objectives. Crafting a compelling cover letter is another opportunity to showcase your personality and passion for the role. Use the cover letter to explain why you're interested in the position and how your experiences make you a strong candidate. Keep it concise, focused, and tailored to the specific company and role. Preparing for interviews is a critical step for making a positive impression on potential employers. Research the company thoroughly, familiarize yourself with common interview questions, and practice your responses with a friend or mentor. Don't forget to prepare for questions to ask the interviewer. This demonstrates your interest and enthusiasm for the role. Now, rejection is a natural part of the job search process, but it's essential not to take it personally. Use rejection as an opportunity to learn and to grow. Ask for feedback when possible and use it to refine your approach for future applications. And remember, every rejection brings you one step closer to success. Negotiating a job offer can be intimidating, but it's an important step in securing the best possible outcome for yourself. Research salary ranges for similar jobs in your industry and geographic location, and be prepared to advocate for your worth. Consider other aspects of the offer, such as benefits, professional development opportunities, and work-life balance when evaluating your options. And in addition to these fundamental steps that I've just spoken about, there are several other strategies you can employ to enhance your job search. Number one, build your online presence. Create a professional LinkedIn profile and consider developing a personal website or online portfolio to showcase your work and your accomplishments. Number two, attend career fairs and networking events. These can be excellent opportunities to meet potential employers face-to-face and make a memorable impression. Number three, volunteer or intern. Gaining hands-on experience in your field through internships or volunteer work can help you build your skills, expand your network, and make you a more attractive candidate to employers. And number four, consider temporary or contract work. Temporary or contract positions can provide valuable experience, income, and networking opportunities while you continue your job search. And finally, number five, stay organized. Keep track of your job applications, interviews, and follow-up tasks using a spreadsheet or other online tool. This will help you stay on top of your job search and ensure that you don't miss any important deadlines or opportunities. By combining these strategies with the fundamental steps of the job search process, you'll be well equipped to navigate the post-graduation job market with confidence and success. Just remember, stay persistent, stay positive, and believe in yourself. You've got this. Well, folks, that closes out segment one, but don't go anywhere. We've got a guest joining us in segment two who's been in the thick of this post-graduation job search, and she has a lot of wisdom to pass along. So stay tuned, because we'll be right back after this. Greetings, I'm Kyle Smith, and I'm here to offer you a speaking experience that goes beyond the ordinary. With a rich background in leadership, HR, and personal development, I bring a unique blend of expertise and passion to every presentation. Whether it's Leadership Unleashed, well-being at work, or career mastery, I delve into topics that empower individuals and organizations to reach their fullest potential. What sets me apart? Proven expertise, an engaging delivery style, and actionable insights that drive positive change. But here's the kicker. I don't just offer a one-size-fits-all approach. I customize my content to meet the specific needs and goals of your event. So let's elevate your event together. Contact me now to reserve your date and unlock the full potential of your audience and organization. Don't miss out on the opportunity to inspire greatness. Visit HRKyle.com today.
Are you striving to lead your team to success? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of the job market. Introducing The Solution, the HRKyle YouTube channel. Your go-to source for insightful guidance and practical tips. With short 1 to 2 minute clips, our videos save you time while delivering impactful, usable strategies. From effective leadership techniques to mastering the job application process, access valuable advice in minutes. Don't miss out. Subscribe to the HRKyle channel on YouTube today.
Welcome back to segment two of the HRKyle Podcast. I'm your host, HRKyle. We're going to continue our discussion from the first segment about undertaking a job search post-graduation. Now, we're fortunate to welcome a guest, Abigail, who's gained quite a bit of experience over the past few months as she's been finishing up her bachelor's in nursing and looking for her first professional job. Abigail, welcome to the HRKyle Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Abigail, first off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I recently accomplished graduation from nursing school. I just got my bachelor's of science in nursing from The Ohio State University. I'm about to start working as a nurse at Nationwide Children's. I have about a decade of healthcare experience before this because I started working as a nurse's aide when I was interested in applying for nursing programs and kind of decided it wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be. So I took some time and looked around for different areas within healthcare that I liked. Finally started going back to school, kind of, one or two classes at a time while still working for OSU. And then finally decided, okay, nursing is what I want to do, got into the program and saw even more areas of nursing within the nursing program, and then kind of changed again my trajectory of what I wanted to do in my career through some exposure to the pediatric population in particular. But that was such a short time that I actually ended up applying for an externship through Nationwide Children's that was aimed at senior nursing students. So I got to work one-on-one with a nurse for 12 weeks. And that really helped me cement my decision that I did want to go ahead and pursue pediatric nursing. And it really kind of feels full circle because the reason that I thought I wanted to be a nurse in the first place was because I was ill as a child and I needed to be hospitalized. And I really got to see firsthand how nurses really affect your day-to-day kind of more than any other part of the health, big, expansive healthcare team.
No, a great story. And you hit on so many points there that I talk about. For one, yours is yet another story career-wise. It really isn't linear. Number two, I'm such a big proponent of internships, externships, and co-ops just to, as you stated, help you find your way. I mean, as you mentioned, in nursing, there's a lot of different ways you can go, and through those externships and those other experiences, that helped you find where your niche is. And then number three, not the least of which, follow your passion. And clearly, as we always say, you have a why as to why you chose nursing. So wonderful story. Now, as we've talked about a couple of times, you're a recent graduate, so you've been searching for your first job post-graduation. What's that been like?
Yeah, so I actually was lucky enough to accept a job while I was still finishing up my senior year of nursing school. I, through that externship, accepted a part-time job with Nationwide. I went to an HR summit where they talked about applying and making that transition in the nursing role. They encouraged me to go ahead and start applying in about March of this year. So I put my resume out. I got a few interviews and I found a team that I really seemed to click with and did that and shadowed with them throughout my spring break. And we decided to go ahead and move forward together. So it was a very big relief that I was able to just focus on school. And I knew that there was a job waiting for me at the end.
Again, Abigail, so many good lessons there. One, starting that job search early. As you mentioned, you started yours in March. And I know we've talked before that there are students that start theirs in January and February. And I know a few that have started theirs in December with a May graduation. So I like the way you went about the search proactively. And again, kudos to you because, as you said, the last 3 months then have been a total focus on school as opposed to, I've got to get my grade, I've got to keep my grades up, I've got finals, and by the way, I need to start looking for a job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so wonderful. So what's different, would you say, about this search, for example, this search meaning this post-graduation search, than when you were searching for a job while still in college?
Yeah, so I realized through my different experiences, through that externship, through meeting with different areas, that I wanted kind of a more desirable role within the nursing field that nurses with more experience were going to be going after. So I was more, I think, broad shot in where I applied to. I was more flexible as far as what location I was going to apply to, but I really tried to put myself out there and be a candidate that stood out, not because of my experience necessarily as a nurse, but my background in working in healthcare, my success in the nursing program, and also just my kind of passion for learning. And I think through the interview process, I was able to show the people that I was speaking with that, yes, I don't have the nursing experience per se, but I do have this other experience that I can bring to these, more competitive roles.
Wonderful points. And Abigail, you've set me up well to make a shameless pitch for my upcoming book. I've got a new book coming out called Get the Job That You Love. And a
Mm.
couple of points there that you made are points that I make in the book as well about just doing your research, finding where you fit. You mentioned about talking to other nurses, understanding the job climate and so on. So again, wonderful advice there for those, whether it's just graduating from high school or college and undertaking that search, or maybe it's someone out there that's still trying to find their way career-wise. So I think
Mm.
some wonderful points there that you've made. And I love the reliance on resources and having a plan and so on. There's so much to be said for that, and I think you're proof positive that all worked quite well.
Definitely.
So what do you think will be your biggest challenge as you transition to working as a professional nurse versus being a student nurse?
I think that the biggest challenge for me is going to be being where the buck stops. When you're a student nurse, there's a lot of grace for, I don't know, let me go find out. Let me go ask, my preceptor or my instructor. And when you are a professional nurse, you have to be the one to know that information, to know where to go and look for things, and to communicate with the other healthcare professionals rather than kind of passing that along to the person that's overseeing you and then they communicate. So just really believing in my skills as I continue to build on them and knowing that I can be the one to coordinate things for my patients.
Well, it sounds like a lot of that is about confidence because knowing your program, the one that you're coming out of, one, and two, in a little bit of time that you and I have had a chance to get to know each other, I would say you're more than prepared for the job that you're diving into, for lack of a better phrase. So it sounds like a lot of it's just confidence, believing in yourself as others already do believe in you.
Yeah, and trying to take the compliments and the kudos and the encouraging words from the people in my past, and I've just kind of been tucking them away to say, kind of answer some of that, those nerves at the first time that I'm like, I'll go get, oh no, wait, I am your nurse.
No, very good. And realizing that those people aren't lying to you, just like I'm not lying to you.
I
They really
appreciate that.
do mean it. Yeah, very, very good. Abigail, what are some words of wisdom you would pass along to those who be entering the workforce soon post-graduation, and maybe it's a couple of semesters away, or someone who's re-entering the workforce after having been out for a while?
Yeah, I would say try and be yourself as much as possible in the interview process so that when you do start working, you have that confidence that, this was a good fit. This is a team that understands my strengths and is going to work well with my weaknesses. And also, once you're in there, yes, you're the new person, you don't know anything, and that is okay. They are aware that you don't know anything, but they brought you in, they wanted you to be there. They don't want to dismiss you and move on to the next person. They want you to succeed. So ask your questions, be yourself, try and relax, and give yourself, a good 6 months to a year to really feel like you can grasp the job that you're doing.
And again, it sounds like a lot of it's just about confidence and believing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I love the idea of having some grace, and it's so true. As a new employee, we forget sometimes that, yeah, that company that hired me, they believe in me, and they're willing to make that investment, and they're certainly not going to pull the plug after one day or 1 week or even 1 month. They're going to more than give you a chance. So as you've said, just be patient with yourself, realize that there's a lot of people around you that believe in you, and you will be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Abigail, this discussion has certainly brought some wonderful points to light, and I believe you've helped more than a few people in this audience think through their job search just a little bit differently. And I really want to thank you for joining me, sharing your expertise with this audience, and just know that it's much appreciated.
Thank you so much for having me.
Folks, I want to thank you also for joining us for this episode of the HRKyle Podcast. I always say this, but I always mean it. I really appreciate it. Remember, your support is very much appreciated, and I hope you'll take the time to like and follow. Otherwise, until next time, this is HRKyle signing off saying, stay focused, stay grounded, and of course, stay tuned. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of the HRKyle Podcast. We hope you found our discussion valuable and filled with insights that you can apply in your professional journey. Whether you're a business leader aiming to foster a thriving workplace or a job seeker looking to carve out your own path, remember that HRKyle is the compass that can guide you towards success. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share it with your network. We're committed to being your trusted source for HR wisdom, and we look forward to having you back with us for our next episode. Remember, in the world of HR and professional growth, there's always room for progress. Be sure to visit our website at HRKyle.com. That's HRKyle.com to learn more about how we can help you meet your business and professional goals. So until next time, this is HR Kyle signing off. Stay motivated, stay informed, and keep reaching for those career goals. Music provided by bensound.com. That's bensound.com.